Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao. Bella ciao, bella ciao. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao. Italian anti-fascist song. Look it up, download it. Get ready to fucking know the lyrics because we're gonna get together and sing that in the streets. You know, when we're reading the big, beautiful obituary. Welcome back. We're trying to do this live stream, but the fascists keep taking down our interwires, our webs that are interconnected. You know, they're using their Bitcoin, their slop coins. They're using the slop coins to try to take down the Antifa network. Welcome, I'm Rob, leader of the Antifa network. You know, that would just be my honor. I'm not. I can't claim that title. I don't know who can, but probably someone that served in World War II. They'd probably be the leader of Antifa. We're back. Rad, welcome to see you. Oh, Michael, I don't know if I finished because, you know, ADHDHDDDH, YLMNOZ, you know, I got that shit. But Rad is a new sub and an amazing human and speaks our language. The language of Free Luigi. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao. I got some good audio. I want to wait till this place gets packed full because my favorite group, if I could vote and know that it mattered, you know, because it doesn't. You're just voting for one capitalist of one color or one capitalist of another color. You're never going to get health care as long as you're voting. I think of a quote in history that says, when institutions fail, like the American institution, you don't reform it, you replace it. And I can't wait till that day. So we're building that community here that's going to redistribute the wealth. So if you believe in healthcare, paid for by billionaires' taxes, if you believe in housing as a human right, if you believe in feeding the hungry, like my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ did, if you believe in that stuff, you don't have to believe in Jesus, but if you believe in feeding the hungry, like Jesus did, you know, and he wasn't asking no questions about SNAP. And I always like to bring up that, remember, Jesus was anti-social or anti-capitalist, anti-establishment, a socialist, leftist, woke protester, kind of. He was kind of a protester, you know. He would be duking it out mentally with the religious leaders of the time. You know, he was leading an anti-establishment movement until they handed him over to the state. You know, those snitches. They handed him over to the state, and the state killed him. Maybe that's why people believe in state executions, because they're Christians. American Christians, I should call them. I am not an American Christian. Oh no, I'm a Jesus Christian. You know, the type of Christian that reads the red letters and goes, oh yeah, do that shit. So American Christianity is just the perversion of a faith used as a shield and a fucking battering ram to abuse and oppress the fucking people that Jesus wanted them to help. Joel Osteen. I can't wait. You know, the first thing I do when I get up to heaven, I'm looking straight down, right for you, Joel, and I'm going to pee around you because you're going to be burning in hell. And I'm not going to pee on you. I'm just going to be around you. So you're going to be like, please, just it hurts. It's so hard. I'm going to go, ha, 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 Jesus, get over here. Look at who's down there. Look at that twat. You know what I mean? Anyways, we're getting off topic. I'm the token anarcho-atheist armchair philosopher. That is true. Welcome to the family, Rad. You have to meet everyone now. And there's a lot of us. We're everywhere. And Michael has been here for a long time. Love Michael. Their camels are fat. I'm missing part of the conversation. You guys are. I'm leader of the local 503 chapter. I hope we're good now, guys. I hope we are good now. Oh my God, I'm not gonna read that one. Listen, before we get into the furry party, I'm just gonna put that up in the background because I can't fucking believe this. Well, I don't know if you heard that news story. Wait, let's get to a little meme news. Let's get to a little meme news. Here's your meme news pro tip of the day. The Molotov is a cocktail best served on ice. I think that's a bartender thing. So, any bartenders out there? Uh, the Molotov. Guess that's a cocktail? I don't know. I was a bartender for a little bit. I don't know. I would have to look back in the book. Little black book of drinks. You can make the Jamaican flag with the spoon. But I guess the Molotov is best served on ice. So just remember that, guys. Let's see, some more meme news. First, they came for immigrants, and I spoke up because I read the rest of the fucking poem, you idiots. Do you not see what's going on? Fascist takeover. PBS didn't, quote, become woke. You grew up to be a bad person. And isn't that the truth? Bob Ross hates you. Look at this. One billionaire owns so much land that his holdings are bigger than Yellowstone National Park. I want you to think about that for a second. One guy owns more than Yellowstone National Park. Now, if this was one man on the hunt for Bigfoot, maybe I'd support this. One man buying the land, Peter Palantir eater, droning it out to finally smoke out, to finally smoke out Bigfoot. I could maybe get down with this, but he's probably using it as like, a Jeffrey Epstein reserve, because you can't trust these billionaires. You just can't. Stan Kroenke, I'm guessing he inherited his wealth, bought nearly 1 million more acres in New Mexico at the end of last year, and he now owns 2.7 million acres of U.S. land. Oh, that's awesome. Most of us can't afford rent, but that's great. One guy owns more than the Yellowstone National Park. This is what you support when you support Donald Trump. Just remember that, folks. That's some news we're going to get to. Now, let me show you the pictures of Donald Trump's furry party. I wonder if Joe Rogan's going to freak out about this furry party that Mar-a-Lardo? Yeah, it's Mar-a-Lardo. That this Donald Trump's furry party at Mar-a-Lardo. You think Joe Rogan's going to go on his podcast tomorrow and go, I heard they had kitty litters in the bathrooms. What kind of sick perversion is this? Because Joe, acts like he's Southern Baptist. Joe, you're from fucking Newton, kid. Okay? Tone it down a little. You fucking, you hick from the north. That's what you are. Just a backwoods hick from the north. Scared of everything. Was that a sound in the woods? I know it wasn't an elk. I could smell it. But I wonder if Joe, the everyman for billionaires slogan, I wonder if he's going to be upset about the puppy party at Mar-a-Lardo. I wonder if they invited Kristi Noem. You think she was firing at these people? You think she was firing them off? It's like, that one looks sick. And these were white people. If you've seen the video of this, these people dance so bad. I was like, Jesus Christ. They couldn't hire some people with some fucking soul. They had to hire the two morons with left feet. Jesus. I can't play the video for you because it's just like Mar-a-Lardo music, But you could watch it. And I linked an article down below. Hey, what's up, Troy? Good to see you, man. My girlfriend is leaving for Mexico until Cheeto Man is gone. She has family there and is Mexican. She's terrified. Yeah, I don't blame her either, man. America's not a safe place right now. Hopefully she gets across safely. Listen, I would imagine most Americans want to get the fuck out of here, And I would understand that. I'm unfortunately the type that likes to mouth off, Something about us New Englanders. We just got that, hate for kings. Something about us massholes. The people from Massachusetts, we just have a deep generational disdain for tyranny and kings. So while I do respect people that feel it's safer to go somewhere else, that's where they have family, more power to you. But some people have to stay here and take this fucking country back, which we're going to do. Okay? If you don't know about fascism, what is happening here in America, just look through history, study up. understand what's going on, and then organize. That's my first call to action tonight. Meet your neighbors. Organizing is really easy, folks. I'm a labor organizer. I help organize a Starbucks union, and they repaid me with breaking the laws and breaking workers' rights laws. Unfortunately, I know my rights, so we're in a couple of court cases right now. But organizing is simple. It's talking to people. It's finding out what people are pissed about. And most likely right now, the median voter is pissed at what's happening. American rights, I should call them privileges. American privileges are being revoked. Soon enough, they're going to come kicking in your door if you're a registered gun owner. They'll come kicking in your door if you have made what they deem anti-American comments, even though their existence is anti-American. He has no respect for the rule of law. This orange Hitler just does not care about the Constitution, your Bill of Rights, none of that. None of it. And they're going to try everything they can. And I'm here to try and reassure you, bring you some news, make some commentary, laugh at the horrible dancers, ask if they were using the kitty litters. I mean, I know they're dogs, but Furry Party, there's got to be some cats there. Did they have kitty litters in the bathrooms at Mar-a-Lardo? That would probably be like the most normal thing you'd hear about Donald Trump if you know anything about him and the Epstein files and Sasha Riley. If you know anything about that, like kitty litter would be like a tame story, including him. Release the files. 19, 20 days overdue now. Illegally breaking the law and protecting PDF files. I love TJ. TJ, the Union Ford workers, solidarity to you. A rally cry. Pedo protector. But we're going to get to some audio. Let's get to some audio. I really wanted to play this audio for you because this is, I was saying on the last live stream, if there was one, U.S. citizens are spooked too. That is true, Gina. Gina Hart's poetry. Oh, that's radical. We need more poets in this world, okay? We need more poets. Fuck AI poetry. We should be, unplugging. Do these data centers have one plug? Does anyone know where they're located? Is it like the end of Star Wars where they just had to shoot the one thing on the Death Star and it just blew up? Like they had like a faulty switch. Like, why would you build that in? Yeah, anyways, we can't get into that. But does anyone know these AI data centers, do they have like a plug, an off switch? Can we just power them down? But we need more poets. We do. We need a lot more poets. All right. This is is it Paul Birdsong? Oh my God, I forget his first name. Chapter head, I believe, chairman. Again, no disrespect. If you don't know anything about me, welcome. I'm Rob. I'm a former addict. I believe in Jesus, not American Jesus, the actual Jesus, the one that just fed people and stuff, and healed people without checking for insurance or asking for a copay. And I would love it if you hit subscribe. I think it's back up here. I don't know. I can't reach back there right now. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I go live every single weekday. I comment on the news. We talk about things. Hopefully you take something away from it. Hopefully you laugh at some point. And I take no shit from MAGA. All right, let's see if, did it freeze? Did it freeze? Can anybody let me know? My internet, I think the fascists are trying to stop my show right now. That's what I think is going on, because this is not a coincidence. There are no coincidences. Fellow Massel, Squidoodle, we stay in the fight. That is very true. Can anybody let me know if you're in the chat? Oh, shit, the chat wasn't going. I'm sorry. Anybody? Oh, J66666. Let me take a moment. All good. Thank you, Josh. Josh Optimus. I like that name. J6666. Hello. How are you? I hope you're well. I miss you, and I hope you're safe. Dude, MAGA dehumanizes themselves. That is true. You're good, but now lots of freezing last night. Yeah, something is going on, and I think it's the fascists. And I really want to play this audio for you, and I don't want it to chop up because you need to understand something about me. The Black Panther Party, that this is something I would give anything to join. I've studied Fred Hampton, Afeni Shakur. Of course, I love Tupac. I read so much about Afeni's trial and what happened with her. She has an amazing book. I'll show you guys on live stream tomorrow. Or you know what I'll do? I'll put in the Discord link down below for the Discord, because we have a book club there. I didn't have Afeni Shakur's book on me, but so I am super in awe of everything the Black Panthers have done, especially within their communities. They are the greatest existential threat to fascism and white supremacy. And I believe through the Black Panthers, that is one of the only ways we can take our communities back. And if you watch this video, you will understand what I'm talking about. I'm going to play the audio for you. This is Mr. Birdsong out in Philly. Listen closely.
Agent ever run up on me, I guarantee you that when I put a hole in their chest the size of a window, safe line repair, safe line replace, that's what's gonna happen. They touch me. Unarmed woman was killed by ICE. If you think you about to come and brutalize the people while we're standing here, fuck around and find out. Our interactions with the police and ICE, and we hold them accountable. We hold them accountable. We patrol the community and we hold them accountable. The Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, we're the same Panther Party from back in the day, but we're a little more aggressive now, you dig? Carry bigger guns and we don't take no shit. Places where there are a lot of immigrants at, I think that the community around them needs to take special care to them and needs to start escorting them to and from everywhere to make sure that they're safe. Because them ICE agents ain't gonna act like that if it's a bunch of people standing outside with assault rifles and shotguns. It's a semi-automatic shotgun. That means them shotgun shells that shoot out of a pump, they shoot them rapidly. If you are gonna legally arm yourself with something bigger than what they got. Those who serve in the public, they should be fearful of the public. They should be fearful that the public's going to be dissatisfied with their job that they're doing, not feeling like they're tyrants, not feeling like they're bullies because they got guns and body armor and walkie-talkies that makes them immune to whatever the people would do. I think you want to correct the ideology of the pig and the mentality of the slave catcher, you meet them with equal force. All power to the motherfucking people.
All power to the people.
All power to the pig. Well, no.
This is the most amazing force since Harriet Tubman in America. Understand me clearly. This is a force that not only knows their rights, knows the laws, but will protect the vulnerable. They are doing God's work. You understand me? These are God's people, whether they believe or not. This is godly work that they're doing. And they are preserving the liberties of everybody in this country when they stand up. It doesn't matter if it's for you or for not you, especially you, MAGA. You are the ones who should be saying thank you the most to these people, because all you 2A maggot, Donald Trump, take America back people, you are allowing this to happen. You are complicit. And even if you went, well, I was a one-issue voter, and now you go, well, I'm not standing for this. If you're like a slow Rogan, you're causing this. And until you take to the streets or take to online and start speaking out and start deleting all your Trump posts and his head on some other dude's body, gender affirming photos, I don't know. Why would you post that stuff? But until you completely give that up, you own this, okay? And understand that you are degrading the liberties here in America. Thank God for the Black Panther Party, because they're preserving them. And I don't even want to go into the history, but just think about that. The Black Panther Party preserving your liberties. Everyone owes them a great debt of thanks and gratitude. And you will always, mods, feel free. Anybody talk shit about, there will be no even joking about the Panther Party. Boot them the fuck out. That's how serious I am about the Panthers. I don't know what I got to do. I've been writing them quite a bit. I want to join. Do I have to be a white Panther? I don't give a shit. Rainbow Coalition, let's do it. I'm in. These are my people. This is my love language. Anyways, all of them criminals. And you're going to make a point of it. See you later. Good. I knew that would weed them out. Keep it coming. Keep it coming, you cucks. Keep it coming. We're gonna mute all of you. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. You cannot join the Black Panther Party. Listen, I know, but listen, my black friends said they already vouched for me. All right. My sister, she said she vouched for me. I got the votes. I have the votes lined up. All right. All right. Calm it down. I think I got enough votes to get in. Sorry if you're here on the live stream. Wait, we're going to get to some more news. We're going to talk about the furry party that Donald Trump had at Mar-a-Lago. I'm just deleting everybody who's talking shit about the Black Panther friends. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao. Born in the 60s. You know Abby Hoffman, Libby? Abby Hoffman, one of my other heroes, unfortunately not here anymore. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao. And was the first to do Second Amendment audits. Here's a little fact about the Black Panther Party. They were the only time the NRA, the National Rifle Association, fought for gun laws, for strict gun laws. In, I believe it was the late 60s, potentially early 70s, right on the cusp, the Panther Party took to the state capital of California with their registered weapons. And it was an open carry state, and they could just walk in, and they did that as a form of protest. And immediately, the NRA, with Congress, or the Congress of the state house in California, passed strict gun laws to oppress the Black Panthers' rights in California. So if you ever wonder, why don't the NRA do anything? Our children are dying. All you got to do is have the Black Panthers exercise their rights, and that racist organization of the NRA will immediately back gun laws. Okay? That's how it works. You don't believe me? Go check your history. Playing Whack-A-Mag is fun. Oh, Partisano, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao. I love that anti-fascist song. I can't wait till we're singing it in the streets. Shakir Allah. Side note, you were handsome. Ah, Gina, thank you so much. I never get nice comments like that. It's usually people threatening my life. When did Texas become such bootlickers? You can blame that Hollywood fancy boy, Joe Rogan. He turned them all into bootlickers. What's out in Texas? Boots and liquors. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao. Don't get me going, Funza. Don't do that. Don't do that. 10G coming soon? Are we already at 10G? There's no way. All right, we got news to get to. You help these Trump supporters? Can't fix nor help stupid. Christine, that is true. You cannot fix stupid, especially after a certain age, and Maggot has proved many times. Let's just play the audio. Listen. Sorry, not to that. Listen. I also say I'm Rob, your official YouTube vibe coach. And I say I'm a vibe coach because there's a lot of these incel, white, insecure, not sure if they're gay, men that like to dress like Rambo and go out into the streets and violate Americans' rights. And the whole problem is they operate on fear. They're super insecure, absolutely terrified of everything. And this, I don't know, makes them feel good when they go home and probably abuse their family. I was going to say wives, but God knows they're probably not married. Or, they've entrapped somebody. But I call myself a vibe coach because I like to plant seeds, and a lot of these guys, their vibes are off. They're watching too much Joe Rogan take an ice bath while they're yelling no homo, and their mom's upstairs going like, who are you talking to? You watching that Joe Rogan again? Shut that off. His nipples excite you, you know? And like that's like the modicum of their life. And then they probably go and game and say slurs all day and think that's hilarious. And then they wonder why they go out in public and people are like, oh, gross, you know? And they're like, oh, it's Chad's blaming everything, ruining everything. It's all these good looking guys. And it's like, no, you could be a fucking ugly mofo. All you gotta have is a personality. You know, you don't have to be a hateful little troll. I shouldn't say troll. I love trolls. No. Hateful little rat. Hateful little vermin. I think that's the correct language. Vermin, yeah. But listen, vibe coach hat on. It's invisible. My vibe coach hat is invisible for now. You just can't see it. It's like when Rufio was trying to teach Peter Pan, you know, to eat the food, and there was no food. You had to use your imagination. Everybody remember Hook? Anyways, I'm too old. My vibe coach lesson for some of these people is that when somebody says this,
smart people don't like me.
Smart people don't like me. You don't clap. You don't clap unless you're an idiot, because that would mean stupid people like him. And stupid people would clap. They would understand he's calling you stupid. He's saying anybody who likes me is a moron. And that's what happened. That guy said, smart people don't like me. And his cult base went, that's right, sir. We're right here. We're right here for you. Morons. The lot of them. But, Christine, let's wrap this conversation up so we can get to some news. There always is the one that you can plant the seed in. And even if they're going to live their life as a dum-dum, it's okay. I know many dum-dums. God bless them. They're so cuddly. If you can plant the seed and make a dum-dum not mean, that's a good thing. And we're trying to do that here because we need as many socialists as we can. There's a lot of us. People just don't know it. You know, people don't know it. And then somebody's like, oh, I support the fire department and the military. And I'm like, socialist, you fucking socialist. You support the American military? Really? Socialism. What do you think? How do you think it's paid? Do you think Apple's fucking paying for that? No, that's your taxes redistributed to the military. Socialism. So many people like don't know they're socialists when they go and get the mail. Idiots. Bunch of dummies. But we got to get to some news. Oh my God. Did you guys read this? ICE arrested Sutton Martinez 2 days before her 15-year-old son died from cancer. The Maryland mother of four was headed to work when she was something, I can't read that. Despite urgent pleas from her family's lawyers and doctors, she was not released to say goodbye. She's reported still in custody. I'm not going to play this video. It is so sad as a parent and just as a human. This is the dad who just lost his son, and his wife is in ICE custody, probably illegally. And his pleas of like, I'm all alone right now, like hurt my heart to the core. You know what I mean? Because I could feel that. I could feel his pain of just being alone after his son passed. Like, this is not America. This is not America, folks. This is a cruel and tyrannical authoritarian. And he does not respect. He's not a respecter of laws. He's not a respecter of people. You know, he wants to grab you by your nussy. That's right, MAGA. If your neck rolls look good enough, he might grab you by them, so be careful. But he don't care for you. He don't care for none of us. And the sooner you learn that, the better off your life's gonna be. Okay, son? Okay, son? I feel like I gotta talk to these little kids. Now, did you hear, before, we're gonna get to, hold on, what's this? We're gonna get to Jeffrey Epstein's best friend and neighbor. Remember, this is, Mar-a-Lago is right next to Jeffrey Epstein's house. So we're going to get to Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor and best friend's furry party in just a minute. But I have this audio for you. Donald Trump talking about protesters in Iran. Iran so far away. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao. Shelve It Underground. Great name. I despise Trump and MAGA. Me too. TDS. Trump's dying soon. Thank you. Hold on. Thank you, William. Thank you for that. I will use that from now on. All right, here's some quick audio of Jeffrey Epstein's best friend and all over the Epstein files and perverter of any kind of personal space. Even his scent. Have you been reading about people writing, like people that have been in meetings with him? Some guy said he smells like rotten roast beef. Did you guys? I'll get it for tomorrow. I was reading this. It was the funniest thing. Somebody had a meeting with Trump, and they go, "He smells like rotten roast beef," and he was farting audibly many times. And I'm like, "This is the person Joe Rogan worships." What a like. How do you have $100 million and you're that much of a loser? I'll never understand. Here's Donald Trump on protesters, not American protesters. Remember this.
To all Iranian patriots, keep protesting, take over your institutions if possible, and save the name of the killers and the abusers that are abusing you. Strong words.
Isn't that incredible that Donald Trump hates Americans so much that he will absolutely try to probably declare martial law or send in the military? I don't know what the next steps are, and don't worry about it. You know, whatever's going to happen was planned long ago in Project 2025. Right now, the focus is the resistance, okay? And if you want some good insights, go check out Tad Stormer on YouTube. He's a resistance historian. And through the ages, this is why, listen, I look to the Black community so often because not only have they been through much worse, but they persevered much better. And the determination and the struggle that they've endured and successfully overcome many, many, many times is not only inspiring, but it is a seed of hope. It can be done, and it can be done with less means than we have now. And I believe the first step is organizing. And we'll talk about organizing later. And I do have a call to action if you're against everything that's been happening in Minneapolis or just in America. Right now, Minneapolis is kind of the spark of the second revolution, you know, where we got to fight an orange king, the mad orange king. He loves the poorly educated. My God, does he? My God, does he? But I want you to think about what Donald Trump just said. He told Iranian protesters to take over their institution and make notes of the names of the people who hurt them. Think about that for a second. This is an American president at one point calling American protesters terrorists, and the next day calling Iranian protesters patriots. Is that what you voted for, MAGA? Was that your America First agenda? Because this is weird, you know? The most American thing you can do right now is get out and protest. Speak your mind like I do here on this live stream every single weekday. Please hit subscribe. Please hit the notification bell. This is the most, that's why they put the amendment about free speech first. It wasn't more important than the second. It was so important it had to go first. The right to assemble, free speech, right to redress your government for grievances. That's heavy when you hear Americans elected a dude to celebrate Iranian protesters and hate American ones. It's weird, MAGA. It's weird choices for you. But don't worry, Antifa is about to take over. The socialist, woke, radical left, we're taking this country back, and we're not giving it to the politicians, okay? They had their shot for a long time, and my God, did they fuck it up. I don't care. If you vote all blue, listen, here's Kamala, right? Listen to what she was saying last year.
Donald Trump intends to use the United States military against American citizens who simply disagree with him. People he calls, quote, the enemy from within. America, this is not a candidate for president who is thinking about how to make your life better. This is someone who is unstable, obsessed with revenge, consumed with grievance, and out for unchecked power.
Thank you, J666. 10 cents a day. You too can support the right Americans. appreciate you. We're going to talk about Donald Trump's eyes wide shut furry party in a moment. But even though Kamala warned us, and I did vote for her, you know, I wasn't going to give this guy a vote. I didn't vote for Biden, you know. He's a strike breaker. You know, he's a racist strike breaker. I couldn't in my working class heart, in my class war heart, in my class war heart of hearts, I said, no, Joe, no, Joe. So I was happy that enough people voted for him to win. I did vote for Kamala, even though I don't like top cops, you know, not a fan of her cannabis takes. But my point is that even voting for all blue up and down the board, we're not getting healthcare, folks. Nothing's going ever back to normal. Nothing's ever going to go back to when they were throwing crumbs at us. Like, the mask is off. The mask is fully off. This is a capitalist empire run by big oil taking over Venezuela, big tech wanting to take over Greenland, and then just the capitalist spirit wanting to crush Cuba, etc., etc., etc. And, you know, if socialism didn't work, like all these idiots in the fucking comments say, why would they need to go after Cuba? You know, if it didn't work, wouldn't it have already failed by now? Oh, no, it hasn't for over 70 years. And they've had the most embargoes, I think, of any country in the fucking world. And they still have a cancer vaccine and more doctors per capita than anywhere else in the world. Yeah, socialism totally doesn't work. How do you feel that you were fed propaganda your whole life to fucking harm yourself? That's what that propaganda is. They don't want you to know what a great thing is to not have billionaires, to not have that wealth siphoned to the top instead of given to the workers who created the wealth. What does it feel like to know that you've been duped so hard? Because if you support the military, you support socialism, you support the fire department, the police department, the post office, Social Security, workers' rights, any of that shit, you're a socialist. Crazy, right? Why would Donald Trump need to go after Cuba? Does he like their cigars? He doesn't smoke cigars. Because socialism is thriving there against all odds and cut off from the world. You know what I mean? That's why they were taking the tankers. That's, you know, why they were taking the oil tankers, so they couldn't go to Cuba. They're trying to suffocate Cuba. And then they'll say, see, another socialism country failed. It's like, no. You snuffed them out. You put your white supremacist boot on their neck. That's what happened. I want to play that goddamn Black Panther Party audio again. I love the Black Panthers so much. They're my heroes. They should be on the... We're redoing the money. Harriet Tubman, Fred Hampton, Huey, Bobby. We're putting all of them on the money. I'm tired of seeing old, crusty-ass white dude slave owners on our money. I'm just sick of it. We need the true American spirit. The one that black people, even though the Declaration and the Constitution never made good on its words, it was a hollow promise meant for white, wealthy landowners. But the black community persevered. It's so incredible. It's the most American thing. More American than the GOP, Guardians of the PDF files, that want to scare you into not learning your history so you don't feel bad. You should feel inspired. Hell, you should be proud that America birthed the Black Panthers. Nowhere else in the world could a pressure cooker produce such a diamond. Do you understand that? I hope you hear what I'm speaking. We're going to get to the Mar-a-Lago furry party, where people were wearing dog masks, and I'm guessing peeing in the pool. I'm guessing. You know, I'm sure Eric did. You know, he just can't help it. You put the big boy diaper on when he goes in the pool, and you just see the yellow. And poor guy. Anyways, he's a fucking moron. Here is Donald Trump from 2024 to 2025. I just want to play this audio for you so MAGA can really hear who this fraud is.
Starting on day one, we will end inflation and make America affordable again. But the word Affordability is a Democrat scam. One of my top priorities will be to quickly defeat inflation and make America affordable again. I don't want to hear about the affordability. We will make America affordable again. We're going to make it affordable again. You know, there's this fake narrative that the Democrats talk about affordability.
I can't even play the rest of it. He is such a fucking moron. If you got duped by this guy, you might deserve what's coming, you know? I'm a humanist, I'm a leftist, I'm radical, woke, you know, the boogeyman that Republicans scare you of. I thought you guys were alphas. Don't you, like, buy Joe Rogan's pills? And aren't Joe Rogan's pills literally called alpha pills? Like, what a creative guy. You can tell he's a comic, you know? That was a very obvious joke. I'm praying. But how are you guys alpha, like 2A people, and we have a tyrannical government, and you're doing nothing? And then they say, like, radical left woke person, and you have to freak out every time. Like, it's so funny. Like, why are you guys so triggered by radical woke leftists? What is it? That we want you to have health care? Does that scare you? Are you scared of the doctor? Is that what it is? Come on, open up. What is it? You don't want to go back to school. I know that. I know that. You're a plumber and you're happy. You work on a big truck that goes bam, bam, and you're happy. I get it. But, you know, let's not have our country be stupid. You ever think of that? You know, so like this shit doesn't happen again. So many people got duped by a guy that last year was going, I'm going to make America affordable. And as soon as he got charged, he's like, I'm sick of hearing about affordability. Shut your mouth. And then you guys were like, release the Epstein files. You can do it, sir. And he was like, stop talking about my good friend, Epstein. Notice how he will talk shit about everyone, right? Everyone. He's never said a bad word about Jeff Epstein. Not once. He's a pedophile protector. Oh, man, you guys got duped so hard. I guess, you know, if I was that stupid and I was tricked by this fat McQueef, I would probably write it. I would do the sunk fallacy cost. You know, I'd be like, well, I already got the T-shirts and the hats and the sneakers and the cell phone that's never coming, and I'm waiting for my stimulus check and my Doge dividends check, and I still have the NASCAR plates of his head, and I bought his digital coin, and I got the rug pulled out from under me when I invested in his and Melania's meme coin. And you probably just sunk so much of your life into it, you're like, I just got to see this through. And that's fine. You know, I'm sure there were people in Germany that thought the same thing. They were like, you know, I already got the uniform and stuff, and I've already kind of kicked some babies, so I don't know, I just keep doing it. You know, because you're stupid. That's what it is. You're stupid. You know, you're anti-American. I don't know how else to put it. But for those who don't believe in the sunk fallacy cost, you know, where you've invested so much of yourself that you just got to see the whole thing through, you know, reject this fascism. Come join Antifa. Come join Antifa. Come join Antifa. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao. Listen, if you're MAGA and you hear bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao later in the back of your head, that's our Antifa war cry. You're turning Antifa. You're waking up. So that's why Daddy Elo says, so that's why they were worried about the Haitians. This is it. When he said they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they were worried. They were like, I know those dogs. They were at his party the other week. I saw him in the men's room using the kitty litter. Hold on, not lighting. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this. I'll read this story, but let me get some better. Hold on, what is this? Oh yeah. Hold on, know your rights. ICE, get the fuck out of here. The Fourth Amendment forbids the government from going door to door hoping to find a crime. Your home is not a crime scene by default. Your privacy is not optional. Your rights are not suspended because the government is curious. This is not radical. This is constitutional. All right? Everybody remember that. Fourth Amendment. They can't just search and seize your things. Okay? Very, very important. Very important. Very important. The world's easiest choice. We're going to talk about the dogs. Capitalism. We build houses. We built enough for every single person in the U.S. plus 25 empty extra homes per each unhoused person. What do I always say on this channel? For every unhoused person, there's 25 empty homes in America. We have the housing. We don't need to build anything else. We just need to let the people have the houses. And there would still be 24 left over. Okay? But this swine owns the company, keeps the extra houses empty to create scarcity and drive up costs. So I make more profit and then the unhoused deserve to die. This is the filthy swine known as the Epstein class, the billionaires, the millionaires, the people on the list. This is the greatest possible way, says MAGA bootlickers. Now, the easy choice, communism. Let me get over here. We built enough homes for everybody, including every unhoused person. There's no more homelessness. Plus, we saved a ton of work by not building an extra 15 million houses to let sit empty. What about my yachts, says swine Bezos. And then the leftist, the radical woke leftist says, fuck you and your yachts. Yachts, plural. You heard that right. It wasn't yacht, it was yachts with helicopter landing pads and little yachts to follow. That's not made up. I've showed the pictures of Bezos's yachts. Jacksonville Jaguar owners' yachts. I got eyes in the sky, baby. I got pictures that ain't in the news. But we got to talk about this freak. This freak. Where is he? Trump Furry Party. I didn't pull up the story. My bad. But again, hold on. I'll show you the pictures, right? Daddy, Jeff Bezos' yacht has a yacht. That's exactly what it's at. Have you seen his mega yacht and it's followed by a regular yacht? It's insanity. It's insanity. And one of the yachts is for landing a helicopter. I think he might even have 3. Like, I think it's like a flock of yachts. What would you call multiple yachts? A pod, a flock, a murder? I don't know. A free Luigi. A free Luigi. I don't want anyone to be scared of me. Are you getting that impression? Are you scared of me? Is that why you asked? I'm a hugging person. I love people. I love to hug people. I like to say I love you to people. I like to inspire people. I like people to feel good, man. You know, in case you didn't know, you only get like one shot during this earth. That's it. And I've lost a lot of my friends, like very, very young. So I don't want anyone to be scared of me. Except for the fascists. Fuck you. So this is at Mar-a-Lardo. Donald Trump had a furry party. I can't wait till Joe Rogan covers this. And if you saw the spread, I didn't take pictures of the spread. I'm guessing that's probably a cake over there or something. They were having caviar. And at the same time, hold on one second before we get to the Hindustan Times. Now the article that I'm reading, again, I talk about this all the time. The Hindustan Times are doing like, I don't know who owns them. I should look that up. But they have incredible coverage on stuff that like the mainstream media and Joe Rogan, who's the mainstream media, won't cover. And I always get these weird freak show stories about Mar-a-Lago furry parties from like Hindustan Times. It's amazing. Check them out. Support them. Until I find out they're owned by a billionaire. Jesus. I hope they're not. What was that bitch's name in the Trump administration? Says... what, eat chicken and tortilla? Did you guys see this? Agriculture secretary. That's what it is. She was the agriculture secretary. That's what it was. This dumb bitch. Here it is.
I think the question you're asking, and it's a really important one, is while we're asking Americans to reconsider what they're eating, are we actually asking Americans, especially those who are living on the margins, are we asking them to spend more on their diet? And the answer to that is no. We've run over 1,000 simulations. It can cost around $3 a meal for a piece of chicken, a piece of broccoli, corn tortilla, and one other thing. And so there.
Wait, MAGA, I'm confused. I thought groceries were the lowest they've ever been. Why is this bitch in the Trump administration telling me to eat 1 piece of chicken, 1 tortilla, and 1 piece of broccoli? I thought, like, eggs were wicked low. Aren't you guys so proud gas is cheap, Are you going to have gas for dinner? Is that what they're going to remember when he was like, oh, I wonder if we could do something in the body with the bleach? And everyone was like, oh, God, he's a moron. But maybe that's what the agriculture secretary will tell us next, you know, like, hey, gas is cheap, guys. Just have that for dinner. I don't know. We got a ton of it from Venezuela. We'll give it to you unrefined for even cheaper. This is a mockery of your intelligence, and you can't even tell because you're not intelligent. Like, you can't have the cheapest affordable groceries while this dumb bitch in the Trump regime is telling you have one piece of chicken, one piece of broccoli, one piece of tortilla, and you'll maybe not die. You know, maybe you'll just be hungry all day. Enjoy the Trump regime, capitalism's way to provide for the people. Just kidding. They hate you.
There is a way to do this that actually will save the average American consumer money.
You bitch, these people are a disgrace. Have you ever seen a dumpster at closing time? Any store that sells food, go check the dumpsters at closing time. I talked about France. France came up with a law that grocery stores or any place that sold food was not allowed. The government made a law. France is not allowed to have waste, food waste. They have to partner with different community shelters, different community places where that food is distributed so people can consume it, because we create so much food waste. It's kind of sickening. And while there's all this food waste from like the Walton heirs, you know, Walmart, well, the people who created Walmart aren't alive. Their kids are, and their kids just run shit and go on yachts all the time. And they waste so much food, like on the regular. And there's 1 in 5 children who are hungry in America every night. I mean, you see that we have enough to provide for the people. And the only thing that's stopping it is you morons keep electing these fucking swine that want to tell you to have one piece of broccoli, one tortilla, and one piece of chicken, and then you'll be able to afford your life. You know? You think that's what they had at this furry party at Mar-a-Lago? They didn't. I saw the video. They were having caviar. They had ice sculptures. They probably had the finest of the finest on the McDonald's menu. All the accoutrements. Okay? They're mocking you on the news, telling you, you dumb pores, just eat one piece of chicken and one piece of broccoli every night, and then you'll be able to afford your stupid lifestyle, while they sit and dance like dogs. Like dogs. They dance like dogs, mocking you, MAGA. This is mockery. They're mocking you. Why do you think they let the videos in, MAGA? Because they wanted, while you're losing your farm in Arkansas, they wanted to show you they're having the time of their life, eating food and probably just dropping it on the ground while kids go hungry in America. My God, we need to take this country back. Jesus, you disappoint me.
You've done the analysis on that, because that's one of the criticisms I heard from some, nutrition folks who said, like with the event you mentioned, all the protein, saying, all right, well, steak obviously it's expensive. So are you asking people to spend more money with these new dietary guidelines than in the past? Do you say no?
That's right. And the answer to that is absolutely no. Now,
we're saying you're going to eat the hoofs. We're calling the hoofs steak now. That's what we're saying. And it's going to be even cheaper, and you're going to like it. And MAGA's like, yes, sir, we'll like it. We will like it. You dum-dums. You know, I got harsher words, but whatever. Photos from party at Mar-a-Lago. President Donald Trump's Florida property have raised eyebrows. The pictures show people in dog masks dancing poorly, by the way, okay? These freaks had no soul. 2 left feet, absolute fucking embarrassing dance moves. Like, dude, if you're gonna dress like a dog and go to some Eyes Wide Shut party at Mar-a-Lago, fucking go on YouTube and like look up a dance lesson, or you just take one, you know? You clearly have the money. Like, learn how to dance. If you're going to dress like, this is one of my biggest critiques. Because here in America, the land of the free, I don't give a shit what you want to do. You want to go dance like a dog and eat caviar? Good for you. I don't fucking care, you know? But know how to dance. That's my problem. Like, if you're going to be a freak on the weekends and a bad dancing one, like, invest some time. Stop fucking working on your costumes and invest some time in the moves, you know? Because the moves make it. You know, these people could have been charming and charismatic and fucking busted out some sick move, and I would have been like, wish I was there, you know? But instead, they look like absolute embarrassments. You know, their parents are probably like, Oh God. And you know, the neighbors, I'm gonna play all the rules. This guy's parents were like, oh God, did you see the video of him? And you know, her friend is like, oh, are you embarrassed? He dresses like a dog on the weekends. And she's like, no, he's got 2 left feet and won't do anything about it. It's such an embarrassment to the family. You know, like that's what's going on here. I love the guy who just keeps like fantasizing about me. He wants me to do push-ups now. Hey, MAGA, like we get it. You're gay. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. You're into men. You know, it shows. All of your comments are sexual innuendos to me. Stop. Okay, I'm taken. Please stop hating on me. Respect my personal space. Stop taking after your Epstein best friend party thrower, furry party thrower. Like, please stop. You know, just comment. You're coming on a little hard. You might need to take a time out and go watch a Joe Rogan ice bath. You know, I know you're staring at his nipples the whole time. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, man. But here in the land of the free, you should be free to be who you are. You know, this is the biggest irony of these Republicans. They're always like, oh, it's the land of the free where I gotta regulate women's bodies. That doesn't sound too free to me. You know, leave the fucking women alone, dude. Just put some respect on their goddamn names. So yeah, just cool it, MAGA. Stop showing off how gay you are. Like, listen, there's nothing wrong with it. I need these young men to understand because their insecurities are ruining this country. You got to learn to be who you are and love you who you are. And if it's your parents or a family member who's trying to make you suppress it, you know, maybe take a break from them, you know? Because you only get one life. That's it. As long as you ain't hurting somebody or oppressing anybody or extracting the wealth from the working class, then go about your business. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. It's called irony, Ronan. That's a good use of irony. Communism? What the actual fuck? Oh no. Somebody doesn't know what that means. That's the funniest part. You know, a lot of these people don't understand definitions. When we have Google, like I grew up when you had to like find someone who was smarter than you or read a book. And now you guys have Google and like you're still lazy. Jesus Christ. The audio is just the band. So I can't. But you can seek these out. And again, I linked the article to, let me just show you. The Hindustan Times. And at the bottom of this article, there's videos. You can watch the videos. There's more photos than I showed. I just took ones of the bad dancers because they really bugged me. You know, like if you're going to go and show off your dance moves as dressed as a furry dog, learn how to dance. Rule number 1. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. You don't have socialist healthcare, idiot. Natives should have free healthcare. Give the natives their land back. We do in the UK, that is true. Lord Snooty, have you ever seen Michael Moore's Where to Invade Next, where he goes to the UK, to the ER, and he's interviewing people as they're walking out. He's saying, how much did you pay? And they're like, what are you talking about? And he's like, how'd you get here? And he's like, ambulance. And they're like, how much did you pay? And they're like, what? What are you talking about? And he's like, well, in America, here's some of the bills. It's a great movie. You should watch it. It will give you some insights to how the rest of the world lives, but not for Lord Snooty, for the rest of the people. Trump shot down a bill that would give natives more land in Florida. Really? I didn't know that. I believe it, but I didn't know that. Do you know what the bill was called? Let's see. Oh, HR 504. Mikosuke Reserved Area Amendments Act. In late December 2025, President Trump vetoed a bill called the Mikosuke, I don't know how to pronounce that, my apologies. Reserved Area Amendments Act, which would have expanded the tribe's reserved area in the Florida Everglades to protect homes and infrastructure from flooding. Oh, God. He is the absolute worst person on earth. This was one of at least 2 instances where Trump's actions directly impacted Native American land claims and autonomy through the use of presidential power. What a dick. You know, it's very in the American presidential power spirit, but it's a dick move, let's be honest. Previously, in 2019, a different bill to reaffirm the Mashpee Wampanoag tribe, that's near where I live, reservation in Mass, was pulled from a House vote after Trump tweeted his opposition. Are you kidding? You're kidding. So he tweeted and the Republicans here did. I got to write them. Speaking of that, I have a call to action. I have a call to action for you guys. This is Donald Trump's criminal lawyer, Todd Blanche, who is now the Deputy Attorney General of America. He is the one who said they will not investigate Renee Nicole Good's murder that ICE committed. He is the one who is saying, nope, no investigation. I had a video, there's video of them taking the car out of Minneapolis so no one can look into it, so no one can investigate it, and the car was not covered, nothing. It was completely left to the elements while driving. So this is just criminal behavior, and I'd expect nothing less from, you know, the lackeys, the goons that Donald Trump pays to be loyal to him, because that's all it is. If there wasn't money, you know, this guy's seen the Epstein files. That's why he's looking like that, you know. That's that face. He goes, oh, I read those. I know about Sasha Riley. And you can contact him, and you can you can just say, hey, I'm an American citizen, and I believe that the Renee Nicole Good murder should be investigated, and release the Epstein files. You could do it. You could do it in an email. I did it. Please investigate the murder of Renee Good and release the Epstein files. Thank you for your attention to these matters. This is American activism. This is letting your government know they work for us. You guys seem to forget that sometimes. Not all of you. They're called public servants because they're in service of the public. We vote to put them there, we pay them, and they are supposed to work in our favor. They don't. They work for the capitalist corporate oligarchy, the Epstein class, which the Valenti VODs started calling them, so I will align with fellow leftists. They work for the Epstein class, and that's no good. Again, I always think of the quote, when institutions fail, you don't reform them, you replace them. And this institution has failed, and even MAGA can't deny that. You know, a year ago, MAGA was foaming at the lips to get the Epstein files, and now they're all pretending like, oh, just move on, that's old news. It's like, are you just doing everything Trump tells you to do, you fucking soulless husk of a human? Here's your dinner for the next month. The American dream. They don't work for us at all. If the price of eggs are down, why is Trump's bitch Secretary of Agriculture telling you to eat this every night? You can't have it both ways, buddy. It can't be the most affordable eggs ever, and they're trying to tell you you can eat one piece of chicken, one broccoli. Like, this is peak capitalism. The people who are throwing parties, throwing furry parties, by the way, the people who are throwing furry parties while eating caviar sloppily are telling you to eat one piece of broccoli at dinner. No, bro, all the American political class is at stake with Epstein. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, hey, Gmod's here. Good to see you. I didn't see you sneak in. Free Ireland, Wales, and Scotland. Well, amen to that. I like that. Oh, and he's got a Clippy avatar. That's cool. That's cool. Not an ounce of collective struggle. Poor Americans. That is true. You guys, look to the French. Look at the Minions. The people of Minneapolis, they are a community and they are well organized, clearly. And I would inspire you to get organized, meet your neighbors, talk to people. That's how you start organizing. You find out who else is sick of this shit and you form networks, get numbers, say, hey, we're going to go protest. You want to join? You know, form these alliances now. Because no matter what in life, it's always good to have community. Nobody lives, I mean, maybe some MAGA, you know, lives on a farm completely isolated from everyone, but nobody's truly isolated from everyone. That's why when these billionaires are like, ooh, I did it all myself. Well, shut up. You know, your parents gave you the wealth, but you used our roads, our fucking services, our public services, our workforce to get there. You know, you just exploited them all. So build community. I really want you guys to remember that. It's vital in times like these. And when you look, when the French come out, when Minneapolis comes out, you know, because next it could be your city. Donald Trump, if you think we're in America, you were poorly mistaken. Donald Trump has declared this Trump Epstein stan, okay? That's where we're living, where he makes all the rules, calls all the shots, does whatever he wants, and he doesn't care about you. And for MAGA who thinks, well, I'm not on the list, I'm a proud boy. Oh, just wait, Enrique Tarrio. With a name like that, they'll be kicking in your fucking door too, okay? You only get to work for white supremacy. You ain't one of them. So all you proud boys with some fucking half Spanish last name, be careful because they're coming for you next. Once they fill their quotas, they're coming for you next. Understand me, okay? They'll get your family. They got Carolyn Levitt's family, and she's the fucking mouthpiece for this turd. And they took her family. And you think you're immune? Oh, that's adorable. You don't have the wealth. You just don't. Have you heard what the bribes cost to get a pardon? Millions of dollars to bribe him to get a full pardon. So this is Trump Epstein stan now. We're living under the Sharia law of Fat McHitler. And we as Americans need to resist, refuse, and take this fucking country back. I hope you learned something. And MAGA, thanks for lighting up the comments like always. You guys always keep this chat fucking lively. I don't read any of your stuff. Most of you guys are just hitting on me in like really subtle ways, which is adorable, but you know, stop. I'm a taken man. I appreciate your no homo, but you, let me describe you. You just seem lonely, man. You just seem lonely. Are those AI girlfriends not working? I don't know. I'm too old for that shit, but you know, get an AI girlfriend. You could just name her Joe Rogan. Have the best of all your worlds. But for the people I'm planting seeds for, seriously, I want you to consider all the stuff we talked about today. All right. Much love, all power to the people, the working class. Be good. Take action when you can. Speak out when you can, when you feel safe enough to. Because we need all hands on deck, okay? We can have healthcare. We can have housing. We can have food. We don't need to let this furry party throwing, bad dancing, caviar slumping over, falling asleep in meetings, old turd telling us to eat one piece of chicken, one tortilla, and one piece of broccoli, okay? Get out of here. That ain't America. Fuck them. All right, guys. LOL, name her Joe Rogan. I just figured if these guys get an AI girlfriend and name her Joe Rogan, you know, they'll be like, hey, it's not gay because it's an AI girl, you know, because that's their problem. Most of them are insecure about their sexuality. They don't know if they're man enough, so they got to feel alpha. They got to take alpha pills and they got to claim that they're alphas, you know, because I've never in my fucking life, and I'm old, walked into a room and heard anyone be like, oh, here's an alpha. Like, people don't fucking talk like that in real life, you know? And these people are obsessed with it. And they think a guy who poops his pants, the president poops his pants. Someone said he smelled like rotten roast beef. Donald Trump poops his pants and you think he's an alpha? Like, that's how sorely fucking mistaken you are. Oh, God. So I just figured if they got an AI girlfriend and named her Joe Rogan, you know, they can maybe work out some of their issues. Because That's all this is. It's like if half American males could have healthcare and get to therapy, we wouldn't have a fascist dictator who lied to them the whole way and called them stupid. He called his fucking cult base stupid and weak. This is the funniest shit. You MAGAs are so self-degrading. You guys are simps for a fucking Mick Hitler. My God. Oh. Because all alpha males wear diapers. Hey, listen. You know, if Joe Rogan, that would be the funniest fucking con too. And Joe Rogan could get adult men to wear diapers. If Joe Rogan just went on his podcast and was like, all right, our new sponsor is Adult Depends. I'm wearing some right now. It's great when you're podcasting and you could just shit your pants, you know? And you know how many fucking beer belly duck hunters would be fucking wearing Depends, being like, I just hunt in Depends now. I don't even use the toilet. Oh my Jesus. And I wouldn't be surprised if the fucking agriculture secretary came out and stuff saying, you know, if you want to save on water bills, why don't you stop flushing the toilet, wear Joe Rogan's adult diapers. And these people would fucking sop it up. That's right, hot throbbing brain. They wore maxi pads on their ears. These people are the most gullible fucking tools ever. And they're just used to be anti-American. It's so hilarious. At least they're wearing red hats. You know, draw the parallels. We used to have red coats who we fought the fuck out of this country and chased them across the pond back to their King George III. And now we have red hats with, you know, Tweedledicks over here. All right, guys. Have a great night. Stay safe. Write your government. That is part of your First Amendment right, to address your government for grievances. I didn't create the fucking Constitution, okay? That's in there. So write your government. Tell them you're unhappy. Let them know. Make your voice heard. Organize in your communities. And always, always, always be safe. Much love.